So good morning friend, today we will discuss the working of the turbocharger in the IC engine. Okay, now why turbochargers are needed? First we will see why the turbochargers are needed. Now in the naturally aspirated engine where there is a no turbocharger, what happened? When the piston moves from TDC to BDC in the suction stroke, the air from the atmosphere is sucked into the inside the combustion chamber. Okay, and the amount quantity of the air sucked inside the combustion chamber depending upon the vacuum pressure present in the combustion chamber. Okay, and the atmospheric pressure. If there is a more atmospheric pressure, more quantity of air will pass to the combustion chamber, and if the atmospheric pressure is less, the less quantity of air will pass into the combustion chamber. Okay, so in the less atmospheric pressure, the engine will not produces the optimum power because the less quantity of air will pass into the combustion chamber. Okay, now it also depends upon the vacuum pressure created by the piston. Okay, so if the engine is designed for 100 cc, for example, if the engine is designed for 100 cc, so in naturally aspirated engine what happened, if it is designed for 100 cc, then only 80 cc of 80 cc volume of air will goes inside the combustion chamber of the engine, and this air will comes into action while in the power stroke. Okay, so that means only 80% of the air is sucked inside and comes into action in power stroke. That is for the design of 100 cc. Only 80% 80 cc of air is go inside the combustion chamber. Okay, and while at the hilly area where there is a less atmospheric pressure, the difference is even further increases. For example, if for in a 100 cc engine, only 50%, only 50 cc of air will go inside the combustion chamber, and it will take part in combustion. So there is a power loss at the hilly area, such as high altitude in the in the aeroplanes, engine running at very high altitude in the aeroplanes or in the hilly areas. In the hilly areas, what happened? The engine will lose its power because of the less atmospheric pressure. Okay, so uh, to tackle this problem, the engineer develops a system called as the turbocharging system. Okay, now what happened by introducing a turbocharger, we can produces the higher output, we can produce the higher output from the smaller displacement of the engine. Okay, for example, if we have a smaller displacement engine such as 100 cc engine is turbocharged, then it will match the power with the 150 cc engine. Okay, because of adding of the turbocharger. In short, the turbocharger increases the volumetric efficiency of the engine. It increases the volume of the air from the atmosphere, and it increases the volumetric efficiency of the engine. So by installing the turbocharger in the engine, so if engine is designed for the 100 cc, then by installing the turbocharger, we can that is the volume of the engine, volume of air inside the engine is completely filled out. That is, for the 100 cc of the engine, all the 100 cc of air will pass into the combustion chamber. Okay, so there is a no loss of incoming air because of the loss in atmospheric pressure. Now how turbocharger works? So the working of turbocharger, by this diagram, I will explain you the working of turbocharger. So turbocharger has mainly two parts, such as this exhaust part and intake part. Okay, now this is the figure of the turbocharger. So this is the low pressure, this is the LP, low pressure turbine, and these are the high pressure turbine. Okay, and this is the engine. These are the exhaust manifold of the engine. Okay, these are the exhaust manifold. These exhaust manifolds are connected to the what we say, turbine. This is connected to turbine, high pressure turbine, and by this butterfly valve, and it is connected to low pressure turbine, and then this is the output of the exhaust gas. Okay, and this turbine shaft is directly connected to the compressor shaft. Okay, this low pressure turbine is connected to low pressure compressor shaft, and high pressure turbine is connected to high pressure compressor shaft. Okay, and this compressor shaft is then connected to this intercooler or heat exchanger, and then heat exchanger to the inlet manifold. Okay, now let us see the working of this turbocharger. Okay, now how turbocharger works. Now what happened when the engine runs, that is when during the exhaust stroke, okay, the exhaust charges will rush out from the exhaust manifold at very high velocity. That is, exhaust gas has a very high velocity and high pressure. Okay, this high velocity high pressure exhaust gas will come out, and this passes through the first it will pass through the low pressure turbine. Okay, this low pressure turbine has a larger in diameter as shown in figure. So, and because of the large diameter, what happened this and because of the large diameter, this turbine will run first as compared to this, because this has a larger diameter. Okay, so this will run first as compared to this. That is, the pressure required to run this turbine is lower as compared to the high pressure turbine, because at low RPM of the engine, the velocity of the exhaust gas as well as pressure of exhaust gas is low at low RPM of engine. So to tackle this low RPM, low exhaust velocity and low pressure, this low pressure turbine will comes into action first. This will spin faster. Okay, because of the low pressure and low velocity. Okay, so as this turbine will rotate, okay, so this, when this turbine rotate, it will also rotate the low pressure compressor. Okay, so at low RPM of engine, this turbo will kick first. It will comes into action first. Okay, so what happened when this compressor rotates? Okay, it will suck the air from the atmosphere, pressurize it, and passes through the intercooler. Okay, and once the air get compressed here, okay, by this compressor, its temperature goes on increasing. Okay, because once we compress the air, its temperature goes on increasing, and once its temperature goes on increases, its density reduces. Okay, so if we pass the lower density of air, that is, if we skip the intercooler and directly pass the high temperature air charge into the intake manifold, what happened, due to the less density, the power of the engine reduces, because the air will get thinner due to less density. Amount of the oxygen will be reduced because of the less density of air. So this air has to be cooled down. So to cool the air, this intercooler is placed. Now this intercooler is nothing but a heat exchanger, cross flow heat exchanger. These are the very small pipes. Okay, and this air is distributed to these small pipes, and this is the air draft. Okay, so that there is an exchange of heat between the atmospheric air and the compressed air. Okay, so this compressed air will cool down here due to transfer of heat, and this cooled air of a higher density will pass through the intake manifold to the engine. Okay, so there is a it doesn't affect the performance of the engine. Okay, so this is the low pressure turbine. Okay, this is the working of low pressure turbine. This turbine kicks in when the RPM of the engine is less, that is 1500 to 2000 RPM. Okay, in that RPM, this low pressure turbine comes into action. Okay, because this has a larger in diameter. As it is larger in diameter, it will run quicker as compared to this. Okay, now as the engine speed increases, the velocity of the exhaust gas will increases, as well as pressure will goes increases. So in that case, what happened, this high pressure turbine comes into action. This high pressure turbine comes into action, and this low pressure turbine will be in idle state by closing this valve. Okay, now all the high velocity gases will passes here and directly strike on the turbine of high pressure turbine. ठीक है, on this wheel of the high pressure turbine. This high pressure turbine will now spin at the higher RPM of the engine, that is above the 1500 to 2000 RPM of the engine. This turbine will comes into action. Okay, now this turbine will rotate at the very high RPM, 1 lakh RPM to 1 lakh 50,000 RPM. Okay, so at high speed engine this turbine will comes into action. This turbine also rotate the compressor. Okay, this compressor further compress the air and it will further pass to the intercooler for the cooling purposes, and this cooled air then again pass to the engine. Okay, so this is the working of the twin turbo engine. Okay, this is the setup of twin turbo engine. So what happen if instead of twin turbo only one turbo is used? For example, if we skip this high pressure turbine and we kept only low pressure turbine, then what happen? This low pressure turbine will produces a good amount of boost at low RPM, but at high RPM this turbine is unable to produces a high boost pressure. Okay, at the same time at this high pressure turbine, if we skip the low pressure turbine and only keep the high pressure turbine, then in this case what happened, at the low RPM of engine, what happened, this turbine will not spin. Okay, this turbine will not spin and it will not produce a boost required to increase the power of the engine. Then in that case what happened, the power of the engine even further reduced. Okay, so it is very mandatory to keep both the turbo for the different speed of the engine. Okay, so that's why they are introducing a twin turbo engine to reduce the turbo lag. Okay, that is a lagging of engine, lagging of turbine. Okay, so this is how the twin turbo engines are work.